Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I want to talk about, the one thing that a lot of people are talking about lately, which is the upcoming early access for Path of Exile 2. And if you know me, I was never a pre-hyper. I personally didn't even care about anything about Path of Exile 2 related from the past years because, we can talk about stuff when the game is maybe going to release in like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. You never know, right? But on the 6th of December, we're gonna go into the early access of the Path of Exile 2, something that I've been waiting for years. And today I want to talk about my 2 cents about the live stream, about what we have seen, and so on and so forth. And to start things off, oh boy, if you have not seen the live stream yet about the content reveal and so on and so forth, you should definitely do that. I know usually it's like a PoE1 release leak, and we talk about a few things that will happen, or we can theory craft about how what builds are going to be good and stuff like that. But this one was about, I don't know, like 50 leaks in one, right? There is so many new things, and this is actually, in my opinion, very scary, but also got me like super excited. Because I'm also like one of the guys that says like, yeah, I'm not sure about PoE 2, whatever it will be. But after looking at the announcement trailer and stuff like that, oh boy, now I cannot wait. I would literally just fall asleep for like 10 days and then let's pump PoE 2. I'm so hyped. I cannot wait to get myself into. So what did they actually show, and what is this early access all about? So basically you can buy an early access key for 30 bucks in the store. Also comes with 300 points, I think. And I think they also said if you have spent more than $480 lifetime, then you also get an access key, but these keys haven't rolled out yet. If you open like your PoE profile, and then you can go down to your Path of Exile 2 early access, it says for me as well that I don't have a key yet, but I think since I've spent a little bit more than, $480, I'm pretty sure I should be able to get one of those keys, hopefully. So if you haven't got one yet and spent enough money, then these keys will surely roll out. There is still like a couple more days until we finally can get ourselves into. Good. Another thing, how long, this is a question that I ask myself all the time, what is the time span between the early access to the actual release of the game, right? And it seems like it's going to be somewhere about 6 months to up to a year from the early access start until the PoE 2 final release. And that is mostly because they will bring, the early access is like massive, right? There is so many things in there, but they said it's only going to be half, even though it's massive already, it's only going to be half of what they want to have done and in-game for the actual release. So we're going to have a few classes ready to play, a few ascendancies, but not all of them. And over time, when they're going to implement more and more endgame, more classes, more ascendancies, more this, more that, and they are looking for about 6 months or up to a year, somewhere in that range, to have everything fully implemented to actually go into the official game. Because I know there's probably a lot of people that are just thinking, well, it's early access, I'm not going to play that, I'm going to wait for the full release. But yeah, take into account that this can take more than half a year. And if I can tell you something as a veteran PoE1 player with like close to 15,000 hours, the more you play, the better you get at the game. And especially in the start, it's gonna be hard anyways, because there is no meta, there is no good builds yet. Like, we have no PUB for PoE 2, right? So we cannot even test something. There might be skills that are very strong in PoE 1, but will be maybe weak in PoE 2 just because of the different scaling. Or, how about how to build a proper tanky character? What is called good damage in PoE 2? There is all this information that absolutely nobody knows. And if somebody comes here and says like, hey, I have a 1 chaos investment, 10 billion DPS, unkillable, one-shot everything kind of build for PoE 2, you should probably unfollow that person because, full of bullshit. All right, so what about all these like new things that are going to happen? I think they took a lot of inspiration from all kinds of games. And this is something I personally really appreciate, because there is just things that are very good in Diablo 4, for example, that are missing in PoE, right? There is a lot of things in PoE that is very good that they are doing better than Last Epoch, for example, right? And there are a lot of like ARPGs, and it seems like they took a lot of inspiration from all kinds of ARPGs trying to make this best possible ARPG possible. And for example, the new Atlas reminded me very hard on the Last Epoch's endgame system. Kind of forgot the name, but doesn't really matter, where it's like an endless web of like maps basically, and if you fail a map you have to build around this map because you cannot do it again, or you lose your rewards and stuff like that, or you have like some kind of like watchstones that you can empower with some kind of like sextants and stuff, and every map in that circle of this like watchtower is going to be affected by additional daily or breach or ritual or whatever they're gonna implement there, and it's going to be insane. But I'm also like very scared about all of these changes, because even though I have almost 15,000 hours into Path of Exile 1, I feel like kind of hopeless, at least in the start, for PoE 2, because I'm usually always documenting whatever live stream reveal there is and giving my 2 cents about it, right? But I think after half an hour into the live stream, I was out of words. I was just sitting there with the viewers and stuff, and I was just watching it without further commenting because my brain couldn't like process all the information that we have gotten there, right? And you know, after watching that, I'm like so freaking hyped about it, because think about it. Yes, it sucks to start the game completely fresh and new. This is going to be for both PoE1 and players and new players. But honestly, PoE1 players gonna have an advantage just because they know the league mechanics that are going to be there. If they're gonna be like exactly the same or a little bit different, is up for debate. But in the end of the day, you're gonna have an advantage there, right? But still, nobody has clue about anything. No strategies, how to make currency, what currency is even gonna be valuable, you know? What are the best classes to start with? What are the best endgame items and builds that you can play? All of these things is a big question mark, and this is the one thing that should get you same excited as me, because this is something that we as players can finally find out again. Because for me, the last like 5, 6, 7 leaks in Path of Exile 1 were just not that good. Not that the leaks were bad or the game is bad, it's just like nothing really changes. It's almost every league, it's the same builds, the same meta. Like, the game has been solved for quite some time, and yes, there's always going to be 1 or 2 new builds, and 1 or 2 old builds will fall off based on the balance patches and stuff like that, or like mechanical changes. But in the end of the day, it's very stale. It's always the same grindings or farmings and so on and so forth. And this time around, you know, it's gonna be, everything will be different because nobody knows. You can think about things, hey, that might be cool, and this is exactly what you should do, as well as I'm going to do. As soon as something sounds fun, I'm gonna do it regardless if it's good or not, because we don't know anyways if it's good or not. Maybe you feel like weak on your character and be like, man, I should probably, you know, check out some YouTuber videos or something about great builds and stuff, and then you watch those videos and be like, dude, my character isn't that bad at all if I watch the other people suffer and fail on the encounters that I've already beaten and so on and so forth, right? So that gets me just super, super exciting, and I cannot wait for the 6th of December, and obviously I'm gonna boot up my YouTube channel again, try to be active again, as every league, but this time around maybe even more beginner friendly as I'm used to, just because we're all sitting in the same boat. It's gonna be a fresh start, and yeah, it's gonna be just simply amazing. The next video is probably going to be a video about league starters, more or less, my just 2 cents on what you could pick and what you should look out for when it comes to the start of the early access characters and so on and so forth. And yeah, more videos about PoE 2 in the upcoming days until we finally get ourselves into the new raid class thingy. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.